The whole thing lasted 4 days, and they said that they picked the Gator Club because they searched up and down the west coast of Florida to find a bar that would represent a Florida bar. I think the Gator Club name had something to do with it. Although they said it's everything they wanted in a Florida bar, they came in and they took out the bandstand, they took out the DJ stand, and they built a phone booth there, and they spread some tables around. Then they put down vinyl to make my floor look like it was wood. It was carpet at the time. And then they took out all the tables in the front, dispersed them, and put in a pool table in the front. That wasn't enough. Now this is a bar that they said is everything that they wanted. They took and they put in all these blinds, these wood blinds. They're very good blinds. I can't remember the name of them, but at the end of the filming, I asked Woody, "What are you going to do with these blinds?" They were taking the stuff out. He says, "You want them?" I said, "Yeah." So these blinds that we have here today are given to this bar, and to Larry, who now is the present owner, the wood blinds. Elizabeth Shue, after the shoot, she would dart out that side door there into a limousine, and she'd be gone. Woody, on the other hand, and that's why we call him Woody, because he got to be friends with everybody in the bar. He would sit around here for hours. He would autograph girls' shirts, guys' hats, their hats, anything you put in front of him, he would sign, and he'd sit down and talk. You know, he was a great guy. He would play basketball with the police department. So the whole experience was really something. And all we have left now is the Woody Harrelson wooden blinds on our windows.
We interacted with the crew a little bit in that Denzel would come here regularly to fish in between scenes. Everyone said he was very kind, very gracious. He fished a lot. They would have to send someone down to retrieve him whenever his scenes were coming to be. And they were all really nice people. They turned one of the old fishing camps into his home, and it was really pretty cool because they closed it in. The roof structure is still there and the decking is still there, but they made it his house, and we really wanted to keep it, but it had not been built to code, and I guess part of the agreement with Manatee County permitting was that it had to come down. This diesel tank right behind me is our claim to fame. This is where he hung out. Tried to get him to autograph it to let everyone know that he was here, but this is where he hung out, right on the corner. It was funny because my Uncle Chester would often join him, and Chester didn't have any idea who he was. He thought he was just a local guy fishing, and so that was kind of cool. Both of them would be out there. And so, Denzel, if you're watching, come on back. The diesel tank misses you. It was really different for Cortez because we'd never really seen the movie industry here before, so very much more involved than anyone would have thought about. The equipment was amazing. The people were amazing that came through. The amount of food they brought with them, really impressive. Really like a well-oiled machine to make those movies work, something we had never seen before. So I remember I once went up and tapped on the tent where Ethan Hawke and Alfonso Cuarón, I think is how you say his name, were playing chess. And I asked if I could take a picture, and they were very gracious and said yes. Actually, that photograph is embedded in the bar at Thai tables. There's a picture of those two guys sitting there playing chess.
They came and dressed the outside with protective materials and then coated the outside of the Catazon to make it look like it was old and mildewed, and they hung Spanish moss and fake ivy from the outsides. On the inside, all the furniture had been removed and placed in climate-controlled storage for its restoration, and they completely protected the floors and all of the walls, and they brought in all of their own set dressings. They protected the chandelier and brought in all the materials that would make the house look like it had been abandoned. They built a 10-foot wall around the front of the Catazon on the lawn to encase the entire lawn, and they rebuilt the gatehouse because it was too far away, right at the head of the lawn, so that was their new entrance for the garden that had been abandoned and the wedding reception and everything. It was electric. Everybody was just tuned to the film. Public was still visiting other parts of the museum, but during the filming they weren't allowed here, but we would creep in and get to see some stars in the hallway. Get to see Gwyneth Paltrow and pass her in the hallway and smile. We had Ethan Hawke sightings by people in the parking lot. Robert De Niro was present but not filming here. Mel Brooks had a sighting because of his wife Anne Bancroft, and so you couldn't help but pass people because the Katazan, the hallways and everything are so narrow. The filming crew were just really amazing, and all the set dressers and the people that came with, they were so nice, and it was just so interesting to watch them work their craft and create the magic that movie sets they envisioned for the film. It's just really neat.